Good evening. Welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultan of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Highness Sayyidi Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed inaugurates the activities of the Arab Shooting and Airgun Championship. The launch of regular direct voyages by the France's shipping company CGM to Asyad Container Terminal in Duqm strengthens Omani ports' integration into global trade networks. And 3 Palestinians were killed as a result of Israeli occupation army's bombing of areas in the Gaza Strip, and the Israeli cabinet approved construction of 19 new settlements in the West Bank. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. Under the auspices of His Highness Sayyidi Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, the Arab Shooting and Airgun Championship inaugurated at the National Olympic Shooting Complex in Muscat. 144 male and female shooters representing 14 Arab countries are participating in the championship. The championship, which runs from December 20th to 25th, aims to strengthen Arab sports cooperation, support efforts to develop shooting sports, exchange technical expertise, and refine shooters' skills, thereby contributing to raise performance levels and enhance the readiness of the participating teams. Registration has opened for the 4th edition of the Together Forward Forum. Begins today and will continue until December 28th. The forum is scheduled to take place on February 8th and 9th, 2026, and aims to strengthen community partnership in decision making to achieve national aspirations for progress and prosperity. Over 2 consecutive days, the forum will feature a number of panel discussions and dialogue sessions. Key themes include improving government services to enhance productivity and competitiveness, as well as promoting self-employed and entrepreneurship to support a productive national economy and sustainable labor market. Asyad Ports and Free Zones, a member of the Asyad Group, has officially announced the launch of regular shipping services by the French global shipping giant CGM to the Asyad Container Terminal in Duqm. This direct maritime connection strengthens Duqm's position as a strategic logistics gateway on the Sultan of Oman's coast overlooking the Indian Ocean. It represents a significant addition to the international connectivity framework led by the Asyad Group, supporting the integration of logistics services and solidifying Duqm's presence with global trade networks. The inclusion of the Port of Duqm in the CGM network marks a major step in expanding the company's operations across the MENA region, while further establishing Oman as a regional logistics hub. The development is expected to enhance Oman's visibility in the regional logistics landscape and open broad horizons for local industries to reach global market with high efficiency and competitive costs. Major General Matar bin Salim Al-Blushi, Commander of the Royal Army of Oman, presented the Royal Patent Certificates to a number of officers who graduated from the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst in the United Kingdom. The Royal Army of Oman Commander greeted the officers on their graduation after completion their military training. The Royal Air Force of Oman has launched a number of modern military systems aimed at enhancing operational efficiency and upgrading its technical work system. During the event, the electronic application ISNAD was also launched, enhancing technical readiness and supporting the operational plans of the Royal Air Force of Oman. The new system contributes to the adoption of modern technological solutions, digital transformation, and facilitate work procedures. The event was presided over by the Air Vice Marshal Khamis bin Hamad Al Ghafri, Commander of the Royal Air Force of Oman. Three Palestinians were martyred in an Israeli airstrike targeting Gaza Strip, marking a renewed Israeli violation of the ceasefire agreement. Medical sources reported that a drone strike targeted a gathering of residents in the Shuja'iyya neighborhood, killing one person. Israeli warplanes also attacked a gas station in the same neighborhood, resulting in 2 more deaths. Meanwhile, the Palestinians were wounded by Israeli occupation forces, and others were arrested during raids across the West Bank. Palestinian medical sources reported that a Palestinian youth was wounded and another arrested during an Israeli raid on the village of Qarawat Bani Zaid, north of Ramallah. Several towns in the Ramallah area also witnessed similar raids, accompanied by clashes and heavy gunfire and tear gas. In the same context, the Israeli cabinet approved the construction of 19 new settlements in the West Bank. U.S. negotiators met Russian officials in Florida on Saturday for the latest talks aimed at ending Russia's war in Ukraine, as President Donald Trump's administration tries to coax an agreement out of both sides to end the conflict. The Miami meeting followed U.S. talks on Friday with Ukrainian and European officials, the latest discussions of a peace plan that has sparked some hope of a resolution to the conflict that began when Russia launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022. Russian President Vladimir Putin's Special Envoy Kirill Dmitriev told reporters after meeting U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner that talks were constructive and would continue. U.S., Ukrainian, and European officials earlier this week reported progress on security guarantees for Kyiv as part of the talks to end the war, but it remains unclear if those terms will be acceptable to Moscow. Malaysia's Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has urged Thailand and Cambodia to resolve their borders clashes peacefully during a meeting of foreign ministers of the Association of Southeastern Asian Nations set to take place on Monday in Kuala Lumpur. The call comes as the fighting continues between the two sides. Cambodia's Ministry of Interior announced that 19 civilians were killed and 79 others injured, with extensive damage reported to homes, property, and infrastructure. Meanwhile, Thailand said the recent clashes resulted in the deaths of more than 22 people and the displacement of thousands of civilians from the affected border areas. Still to come, a news bulletin. The Sultan of Oman is witnessing the winter solstice today, marking the beginning of the first day of the winter season astronomically. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry participated in the 136th session of the Council of Union of Arab Chambers held in Cairo, Egypt. During the meetings, a number of topics related to joint Arab action were reviewed along with the discussions on organizational and procedural aspects on the agenda, all aimed at strengthening the role of the Arab Chambers in developing mechanisms for cooperation among them. The Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry also participated in the meeting of the Executive Committee of the Union of Arab Chambers in Cairo, where several reports and future programs being developed by the committee were reviewed, and initiatives and projects aimed at strengthening joint Arab economic cooperation were discussed. The Chamber's delegation was headed by His Excellency Faisal bin Abdullah Rawas, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The second edition of the Health Forum, held in Dhofar Governorate, discussed ways to enhance the work environment in health institutions. The forum, which is held on a monthly basis, honors health professionals who have contributed to the success of the healthcare sector. It also highlights the development of healthcare services as well as training and rehabilitation programs for medical cadres. The forum was inaugurated under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Hilal bin Ali Al-Sabti, Minister of Health. More than 12 million travelers passed through airports here in the Sultanate of Oman until October 2025, while occupancy rates of 3 to 5-star hotels increased to more than 53%. More details and statistics are shared in the coming report.
More than 12,350,000 travellers passed through airports in the Sultanate of Oman till the end of last October, marking an increase of over 1% year-on-year. Data from the National Centre for Statistics and Information showed that Muscat International Airport received more than 10,833,000 travellers, while the number of flights through the airport decreased by about 5%, totaling 76,880 flights. As for Salalah Airport, the number of travellers increased by around 10%, exceeding 1,450,000 travellers, while the number of flights rose by 6%, reaching approximately 9,440 flights. Sohar Airport, on the other hand, recorded a sharp decline in passenger traffic of more than 72%, while Duqm Airport maintained a balanced performance. On another note, local hotels classified between 3 and 5 stars saw an increase in the number of guests by more than 10% until the end of last October, exceeding 1,895,000 guests. This lifted the total revenue of these hotels by more than 19% to exceed 222 million Omani Riyals. This in total lifted the occupancy rate by 13.5% to exceed 53%.
Oman Air launched its inaugurated flight to Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, as part of a plan to expand its international network. The new route includes a stopover in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, marking Oman Air's first direct service to both Iraq and Denmark, and enhancing international connectivity between the Middle East and Europe. The stopover in Baghdad also continues to strengthen regional connectivity and providing new opportunities for trade and tourism. The 6th edition of the annual Festival for Persons with Disabilities concluded in Al Brahmi Governorate, marking the end of the series of inclusive activities aimed at empowering and supporting this segment of society. The festival witnessed the participation of a number of government and private entities concerned with the care of rehabilitation and integration of persons with disabilities in the Governorate, highlighting ongoing efforts to enhance their skills and promote social inclusions. Royal Oman Police ROP celebrated the Unified GCC Inmates Week. The event included the opening of the Inmates exhibition, which reflects the Royal Oman Police's interest in rehabilitation and reforming inmates and facilitate their integration into society. The exhibition included handicrafts made by the inmates, which reflects Royal Oman Police's tireless efforts to support this segment of society. The opening of the Unified Gulf Inmates Week was presided over by His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Salim Al Busaidi and the Secretary of the Ministry of Labour for Human Resources Development. The winter solstice of 2025 began today in the Sultanate of Oman at 7:03 p.m., marking the longest night and the shortest day of the year. This event signals the start of the winter season astronomically in the Northern Hemisphere, which will continue for 88 days, 23 hours and 42 minutes. The winter solstice occurs as a result of the Earth's axial tilt and orbit around the Sun during winter in the Northern Hemisphere, and Earth reaches its coolest point to the Sun known as perihelion. This confirms that winter's cold temperatures are not caused by the Earth's distance from the Sun, but by the lower angle at which the sun rays strike the Earth's surface. The Muscat International Ophthalmology Congress has concluded its three-day program that brought together specialists to review advances in eye care, medical research, and surgical practice, while presenting practical recommendations aimed at improving diagnosis, treatment, and patient outcomes. And we have a report of that.
After 3 days of intensive scientific exchange, the Muscat International Ophthalmology Congress concluded with a set of clear recommendations aimed at advancing eye care practice, research, and early diagnosis.
What's special about this edition of the conference that we have more speakers, higher level sessions and talks, and the level of the conference was, maybe we can say almost double as last year, and the type of also exhibition, the type of talks and session and training was very high standard. We are happy, and that was considered this year as a great big conference in the country.
The conference brought together specialists and researchers to discuss the latest developments in ophthalmic diagnosis, medical treatment, and surgical techniques, with a strong focus on applying research outcomes into daily clinical practice and adopting modern technologies to improve patient care.
This is my second time here in Muscat, Oman, and I would say it's more higher level of the conference according to scientific clinical experience, the quality of papers and the quality of panel discussion. So it's a very interesting experience.
A key feature of this edition was its advanced conference technology. All sessions were held in one large hall where three gigantic presentation screens enabled multiple scientific sessions to run simultaneously.
We have focused on certain pathologies this time, and we have invited the International Keratoconus Society due to the increased prevalence and incidence of keratoconus in young age groups. And we have used several technologies this time in the conference. So as you can see probably behind there, that we have three screens at the same time running the show. So the audience they are using at present the headphones, and they interchange channels. We have channel 1, 2, and 3 running at the same time.
Indeed, the approach used has maximized scientific benefit and ensured smooth interaction.
Firstly, I would like to thank all the organizing committee. It's such a wonderful conference. This is my first time in the Muscat International Ophthalmology Conference. I'm so impressed with the attendees. I'm so impressed with the organization. It's really a very fruitful conference, and I'm so excited to be here every single year.
I'm happy to be here to participate in this conference. I've meeting beautiful people. I had a presentation on ocular manifestation of HIV among adult patients. And it was really a beautiful presentation, opening new knowledge, and together with the knowledge shared here.
The conference concluded by emphasizing the importance of continuous medical training, strengthening scientific research and international collaboration, raising public awareness on eye health, and updating health policies to ensure accessible, high-quality eye care.
We would thank MIOC for facilitating the attendance of students from Oman and their colleagues from different countries of the world. It's an engaging and good opportunities through this platform for advancing our knowledge.
The recommendations reflected a shared commitment to innovation, knowledge exchange, and improved outcomes for patients. The Congress here closed with a clear message: when science meets innovation and humanity, vision moves forward, reinforcing Oman's growing role on the global medical stage. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Highness Sayyid Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed inaugurates the activities of Arab Shooting and Airgun Championship. The launch of regular direct voyages by the France's shipping company CMA CGM to Asyad Container Terminal in Dukhum strengthens Omani ports integration into global trade networks. And 3 Palestinians were killed as a result of Israeli occupation army's bombing of areas in the Gaza Strip, and the Israeli cabinet approved the construction of 19 new settlements in the West Bank. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and myself, Suhail Akindi, thanks for your time. Good night.